and welcome to Introduction to Good Books, Session 2. Yesterday we read the book, There is a Bird on Your Head. Do you remember what this book was about? Let me tell you. It is about an elephant who gets very upset because a bird sits on his head and has a family on his head. Elephant's best friend is Piggy, and Piggy says, "Why don't you ask the birds to move away?" At the end of the book, the birds move away, but they move onto Piggy's head, and that's the way it ends. It is a very good book, and today we will be doing a few activities to recap on this book and to practice good English. Our first activity, what's on your head? What is on your head? In this book, we know that elephant had a bird on his head. So, an activity like this can be done for smaller children, but today we are practicing with everybody. Okay, so I have a few baby pictures that we can stick on top of elephant. This is a cat. This is a dog. But what is really on elephant's head? A bird. So, we will take some of our glue stick and we will stick the bird on elephant's head. There, we have a little bird on his head. Now, to make sure we know how to spell the word bird, we will write it together. B-I-R-D. Bird. Now let's read it together. There is a bird on my head. So this activity is good to do with elementary school learners. You can do it in your class time and get the learners to color in the pictures of the birds. It is a good way to practice English because you can tell them, color the bird yellow, put orange on the bird's wings. It is really good practice for English. Let's do the next activity. Our next activity is match the picture with the correct word. So, what we will do is we will take a highlighter and we will draw lines to match with the correct picture with the correct word. Okay, so does anybody know what this is? That is a nest. Can you find the word nest on this book? That's correct. It's the second word. So we will take our highlighter and we will draw the picture to go to the word. Let's try the next one. Anybody know which this one is? That's correct. It's an egg. So we join it to the word egg. Good. Now there are two birds here. Does anybody know which one this bird is? Is it a chick or an adult bird? That's correct. It's a chick. It has a small face. It is still a baby. A baby bird is called a chick. Now this one, there is only one left. This one is an adult bird. An adult is a big child. And there you go. That is how you would do this activity. This activity would also be good for elementary school level because in this activity you can get to go very slow with them and get them to spell the new words. But it is also good for those who are just beginning to learn English. So even good for junior high. You would maybe just put more words and more pictures. Okay, we will do one more activity for today. Are you ready? Okay. Our last activity for today, make your own story. So I already did my own story, but I will explain to you what has happened. Okay, Elephant asked the birds to go somewhere else. What will happen next? Make your own story. So for teachers, a good idea is to get onto the internet and just find a template that has blank spaces for students to make their own story. I found this one on the internet of Elephant and Piggy, the story that we have just read. And it had blank speech bubbles where I could fill in my own answers. So, because the picture ended up in both of Piggy and Elephant laughing, it had to be a funny story. Okay, so mine is a joke, but really you can put anything into these pictures. Should I read my story for you? Okay. Elephant says, "Will you remember me in 2 minutes?" Piggy, yes. Elephant, knock knock. Who's there? Hey, you didn't remember me. And then they laugh. So mine is a joke, but you can put anything in here. This is probably the best way to learn English, to make learners and students come up with their own story. Then the teacher can see, do the learners and students really understand what they are writing? This is good practice because you can always change the story and every day have a different story. So the pictures help because the students have to associate by themselves and put in the words by themselves. I hope this has been a helpful video and I hope you have had a lot of fun. Please join us again for the next video so we can be doing more activities together and learn more together. Thank you and bye-bye.